Good morning, I'm Audrey McCann, seminarian and member here at Live Oak. Welcome home. Unitarian Universalism is unambiguously, unapologetically progressive. This church affirms the inherent worth and dignity of all people through anti-racism, anti-oppression, supporting the LGBTQIA+ community, working for reproductive justice, voting rights, and other issues as needed. We seek to build beloved community, not only here, but in our surrounding area. And we bring a spirit of joy to it all. It is so good to be together this morning. Please rise, either in body or spirit, for our opening hymn 1000, which is in the blue hymnal, not the black one. Morning has come. Morning has come.
Welcome to Live Oak Unitarian Universalist Church. My name is Jennifer Swan. I've been a member of this church for 26 years. One of the many things I love about this church is the opportunity to play music with the other musicians in the congregation. I'd like to welcome any guests we have today. If this is your first time here, please stop by the visitors table, which is in the back of the narthex, so we can meet you and answer any questions you might have. As part of our mission, we want to enhance the connections between each of us and also the outside world. You can stay connected with everything happening at Live Oak through our weekly email newsletter. There's a link on our homepage. And during this worship service, no need to put your phone away. We encourage you to post on social media things you hear today, maybe even an invitation for a friend to join you next week. And now, here and at home, let us light our chalices. This is We Will Be Renewed by Pat Uribe Lichty. We come together with our tired minds and bodies, with our confusion and questions, our uncertainties and our fears. We come together with our hopes, with our pasts and ideas, our passions and our faith. We come together bringing all of who we are, trusting that in gathering we will be renewed, and that together we can create the world we long for. Bound not by creed, but by covenant. May those in agreement affirm this covenant now. We affirm a caring community of and for all ages, seeking wisdom, doing service, and living with integrity. In our diversity, our covenant holds us in unity as we celebrate our shared spiritual journey.
I guess I'll accept this late. It's fine. It's fine. I'll even read you first, put you on the spot. A special part of Unitarian Universalist Sunday services is the time of sharing joys and sorrows. I think of it as a time when we keep vigil for one another, when we give one another the gift of being present to those among us who have had some special milestone in their own personal lives during the previous week, some particular joy or sorrow that is important for the congregation to know. Today, Catherine wants to announce that Mike is having his hip replacement surgery on Tuesday. We are excited, and the surgery we are excited the surgeon had an opening so soon. Yeah, that's rare these days. And Jackie would like to announce that they went to an what is this? Urban Air. Yes, Urban Air yesterday. We are going to the pool. Today, okay. Okay. Thank you, Jackie, for sharing. And then Alex Gregory would like to share that as of Saturday, he's been alive for a decade. Happy birthday. And April would like to share that her children and her went an hour into the country at 1 a.m. Is that what that says?
2 a.m. Well, we left at 1, we were there too.
Wow, 1 a.m. to see the Perseid meteor shower. It was amazing. That sounds awesome. Often what is heavy on our hearts are our own fears that we have fallen short. We know we have left undone those things which we ought to have done, and we have done those things which we ought not to have done. May we have the courage to be honest with ourselves, the willingness to make amends, and the compassion to accept forgiveness from others and from ourselves, trusting in the assurance that imperfection is expected and love is the guiding and healing force with which we can align our lives.
What could be in the Wonder Box today? Do I have a volunteer that might like to see? Let me look around. You know, it's Alex's decade. So Alex, would you like to come up and volunteer? Thank you. We're going to get ready, Alex, to open the box. What do you think could be in the box? Because the cool thing is, just like our minds, when we open it, it's full of possibilities, right? So it could be anything. Just take a wild guess. Tissues. Cool. That it could be tissues. It could. You want to open it and see what's in there? Awesome. Let's open our minds. Ready? Pull it out and show everybody. What you got? You can turn it on, shine it around. Yeah. It's a flashlight. I wonder what we do with flashlights. What do you? You can see in the dark. Find your way back. I like those answers. Those are pretty awesome. There's a lot of things we can use with you do with a flashlight, right? So I'm going to ask you to close the box and lay the flashlight on top, or you can put it right in. It's fine. And we're going to close it, and I'm going to ask you to go back to your seat because you'll be able to see the illustrations better from there, because we're doing slides this morning because this is such a beautiful story. Because flashlights can show us what we've lost. When we have lost something or we can't find something, how do we become our own flashlight to find it? So this morning I want to share Little Mole Finds Hope, and it's by Glennis Nellis. And let's begin. Little Mole was sad. He lay in his burrow deep underground, and he put his head on his paws. Little Mole, whatever's wrong, Mama said. I just don't know, Mama, sniffed Little Mole, but I don't feel good inside. I'm sad. What you need is hope, Mama said. Hope? What's hope? Where do I find it? Asked Little Mole. Come with me, Mama said, as she took hold of Little Mole's paw. Sometimes hope is hiding in the darkness. Sometimes it's hard to see, but it's always there. You just have to find it. Mama led her son gently out of the dark burrow, up towards the light. But on their way out the tunnel, Mama stopped. Do you see this bulb, Little Mole, she asked. Mama pointed to the bulb squashed in the dark earth. It was brown and wrinkled and lifeless. It's dead, Mama, said Little Mole. No, my dear, Mama whispered softly. This bulb is not dead. Sometime soon, it will feel the warmth of the sun. It will begin to grow, and it will push its way out of the deep, cold earth. One day, this bulb will become a beautiful yellow daffodil. Everybody, close your eyes. Close your eyes. Can you see it dancing in the wind? Yes, Mama, Little Mole said. I see it. I see it. That is hope, said Mama. Little Mole and Mama reached the top of the burrow where the sun was shining. Look up, Little Mole, Mama said. What do you see? Little Mole looked up. He saw a woodpecker sitting on the trees, but the branches were bare. They stretched out like skeleton fingers and bones, silhouetted against the sky. They're dead, said Little Mole. Mama said, oh, my dear, the trees are not dead. One day soon, buds will appear, and these branches will be covered in bright green leaves. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Can you see them dancing in the wind? Can you see them? Yes, Mama, said Little Mole. I see it. I see it. That is hope, said Mama. Little Mole and his mama scurried along the edge of the woods until they came to Mr. Rabbit's garden. And in an old brown flower pot that was laying on its side in the soil, under the rim, something small and shriveled was hanging. "It's dead," said Little Mole. "No, Little Mole, no, my dear, it is not dead. This chrysalis is not dead. One day soon, the butterfly growing inside will burst out of her shell. She will spread her wings and she will fly free." Close your eyes, Little Mole. Can you see her dancing in the wind? Can you see her? "Yes, Mama, I see her, I see her." "That is hope," Mama said. Little Mole and his mama went home, and he said, "I had a wonderful day today, Mama. Now I know that there's always hope, even in the darkest places." Mama smiled as she tucked Little Mole into bed, pulled his quilt up under his chin, and kissed him goodnight. And Little Mole closed his eyes and fell fast asleep, dreaming of yellow daffodils and green leaves and dancing butterflies together in the wind. I wonder, can all of us find ways to be open and willing to find hope in the darkness, to find the beauty in life with the light of day? That's our challenge for this week and for always. And with that, our story is told. Thank you.
And now, please rise in body or spirit for hymn number 170. We are a gentle, angry people. Today's reading is an excerpt from Where Do We Go From Here?, a speech given by the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. at the 10th annual session of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference in 1967. Let this affirmation be our ringing cry. It will give us the courage to face the uncertainties of the future. It will give our tired feet new strength as we continue our forward stride toward the city of freedom. When our days become dreary with low-hovering clouds of despair, and when our nights become darker than 1,000 midnights, let us remember that there is a creative force in this universe working to pull down the gigantic mountains of evil, a power that is able to make a way out of no way and transform dark yesterdays into bright tomorrows.
I am open and I am willing, for to be hopeless would feel so strange. It dishonors those who go before us, so lift me up to the light of change. There is hurting in my family, and there is sorrow in my town. There is a panic all across the nation, and there is wailing the whole world around. But I am open and I am willing, for to be hopeless would seem so strange. It dishonors those who go before us, so lift me up to the light of change. May the children see more clearly, and may the elders be more wise. May the winds of change caress us, even though they burn our eyes. For I am open and I am willing, for to be hopeless would seem so strange. It dishonors those who go before us, so lift me up to the light of change. Give me a mighty yoke to hold my confusion, and give me a desert to hold my fears, and give me a sunset to hold my wonder, and give me an ocean to hold my tears. But I am open and I am willing, for to be hopeless would seem so strange. It dishonors those who go before us, so lift me up to the light of change. And now I'm going to get a stool like I'm doing stand-up, which if there's any church stand-up would fly in, it'd be in a UU church, let's be real. All right. It's triple digits outside. The sea levels are rising. Each day there is a new headline with a new name and face that has fallen victim to the state of violence we've cultivated. Children hide behind bulletproof backpacks. Our faith communities face attacks. Our queer beloveds experience dehumanization. Families at the border endure forced famine. The fear and the misery and the grief seem endless. But are they really? Sit for a moment with the sensation in your stomach right now. Notice the anxiety. Notice the tightness in your chest. Notice your uneasy hands. Give these responses of anxiety a moment of recognition. And then take a deep breath with me. And take one more, but this time inhale slowly and hold it for a moment, and then exhale. Sit for another moment with the sensations in your body now. Notice the stillness. Notice the relaxing muscles. Notice the steady breath. What we just did was acknowledge our natural, normal responses to stress. We allowed them to take the stage in our thoughts for just a brief moment, and then we bid them well and let them go. And we came back into our bodies. Because our bodies are what is needed to remain open and willing to carry forward the light of change. Each day, we face troubles, but we can also find triumphs. Each day, we see oppression, but we can also see opportunity. Each day, we feel fear, but we can also feel free. The grief in our country, our community, our congregation, our core, it's all very real and reasonable. It deserves to be recognized and validated. Your worries are not overreactions. They are signs of an alive, compassionate human. If we allow ourselves to be consumed by them, however, we can fall prey to fear and bitterness. We can forget who we are. Who here has seen Moana? I'm disappointed that not every hand is up right now, okay? Beautiful movie, go watch it. It's a Disney animated movie. Moana is a soon-to-be chieftain of her island in the Pacific Ocean when disaster suddenly strikes. Plague and famine reach her home, and her wise but wild grandmother charges her with fixing a supernatural wrong from the past to make her present world right and save her people. You see, when a demigod stole the heart from Tefiti, who's the goddess of creation, she became bitter, cruel, and unrecognizable. As a result of this, the islands in the Pacific were quickly consumed by darkness, while Tefiti's physical form morphed into that of a deadly and powerful lava demon named Taka. In order to save her people, Moana bravely faces Taka with the intention of returning the heart and recognizes the goddess hidden underneath the molten rock by singing words of affirmation. I know your name. They have stolen the heart from inside you, but this does not define you. This is not who you are. You know who you are. This affirmation validated the pain Tefiti felt from her heart being stolen, but it also empowered the goddess to be true to herself. We cannot help others when we are hurting ourselves. Even the goddess of creation became a force of mass destruction due to her pain. We are responsible for taking care of ourselves and one another in community. We must find a middle ground between what holds us back and what pushes us forward. This means limiting our fears and empowering our hopes, and that makes both way more realistic. One of the best examples I know of that gracefully balances the realism of suffering with the necessity of hope is found in the New Testament of the Christian Bible. In a collection of sayings and proverbs we often call the Sermon on the Mount, The Apostle Matthew wrote about Jesus correcting the false teachings perpetuated by other religious leaders of his day. He believed these strict, legalistic interpretations of their sacred text completely missed God's heart. Toward the beginning of this section is what's often referred to as the Beatitudes. I'm sure some of us here are familiar with them. That word does not appear anywhere in the original Greek, though. The Latin noun beatitudo was coined by Cicero to describe a state of blessedness, since that's basically what the verses are saying. Jesus was assuring the broken, hurting Jews who were hungry and exploited that they would someday get to experience the divine goodness of what he called the kingdom of God on earth. The verses come from the book of Matthew, chapter 5. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be satisfied. Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called the sons of God. And blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. What a way to end that. What a profound bow on this gift of a beautiful blessing. Theodore Parker, a 19th century Unitarian minister, gave a sermon in 1841 that I think would ring true for a lot of us in 2023. Here is a well-quoted excerpt that I encourage you to use your universal, like Star Trek translator for. Never violate the sacredness of your individual self-respect. Be true to your own mind and conscience, your own heart and your soul. So only can you be true to God. The sacredness of self-respect. This means that our authenticity is holy. Whether we're playful or we're shy or black or creative or queer or fiery, each of these make up who we are, and they encapsulate our authentic selves. It's how we stay true to ourselves and all that we hold sacred. Blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness. Blessed are those who are fined for feeding their houseless neighbors. Blessed are those who receive threats because they reported the truth on politically inconvenient matters. Blessed are those who are arrested because they dared to doll themselves up in drag to make people smile and laugh. Who are fired for teaching children science and history and art. Who are overworked because of immoral wages. Who are sick because of inaccessible for-profit healthcare. Who are honestly just tired because of incessant threats to justice and democracy. Blessed are they, for they will see the kingdom of God. This is both a blessing and a benediction. Here, I interpret see as seeing it through. It's a reminder of one's inherent worth and dignity, but also a call to action to bring equity and love into the world. When you imagine what some may call the kingdom of God, or a place of blessing and goodness and peace and love, what do you think of? What would it look like to bring aspects of that into our everyday lives? That vision should be our guiding star. That is the light of change Holly Near sang about. That is the arc of the moral universe Dr. King spoke about. That is justice, equity, and compassion in human relations. That is peace, liberty, and justice for all. You can just keep reading the list of UUA principles all the way down, and it works, honestly. It's almost like our pluralist faith pulls inspiration from a swath of spiritual wisdom. Almost. That includes the affirmation from Moana. It includes the blessing from Jesus of Nazareth. And it includes the direct lived experiences that we each hold near. It's about holding our pain in one hand and our possibilities in another. Because to be hopeless would be so strange, so incongruent. It would go against our UU principles to believe nothing better is possible. It wouldn't be logical or realistic, no matter what sensationalist media and our anxieties tell us. The first verse is about being honest about the struggles and pain we're facing. We must first tox away toxic positivity, denial, and stoic extremism. Our responses to trauma are not illogical. They're not pessimistic, and they don't make us weak. They are human. Instead of casting these beautifully human expressions aside, we must make room for us to mourn in community. We must protect our sacred spaces and share joys and concerns. Like, how awesome was it that we got to celebrate Alex's 10th birthday and that Jackie and their family got to go see a freaking meteor shower, right? It's important to hold space for that stuff. This also means the most privileged among us must know when to decenter ourselves and wholeheartedly listen to the voices of those of us usually pushed to the margins. The second verse of the song creates goals of betterment, so we, both individually and as a beloved community, can keep our hearts open and willing. What are my personal blind spots? What are my personal strengths? This means deconstructing harmful biases. This means having conversation more often in brave spaces than in safe spaces. This means calling out our loved ones and ourselves for causing or supporting harm. Facing these realities is difficult, but it's vital for growth and healing. The winds of change may burn our eyes, but they are what spread the seeds of love and justice for us to sow. That poetic final verse is about finding healthy ways to process pain and grief while continuing the work. Give me a mighty oak to hold my confusion. The strong trunk of the oak keeps us grounded in wisdom, like Moana. What helps you feel grounded and secure in the face of vast uncertainty? What is your oak tree? Give me a desert to hold my fears. Many traditions and theologies believe that the solitude of the desert allows us to find meaning, clarity, and purpose when we feel lost. What helps remind you of your purpose with clarity and resilience? What is your desert? Give me a sunset to hold my wonder. In many cultures, the setting sun signifies the completion of a day's work. Each day, it invites us to let go of the past and prepare to rest, for the work that dawn brings is coming eventually. What helps you let go of the what-ifs and recognize when you need to turn the page? What is your sunset? Give me an ocean to hold my tears. The ocean is often seen as a symbol of stability, as it has been there from the very beginning moments of our reality. Its reliable currents offer us a flow and depth that are beyond human comprehension. What helps you respect and experience the flow of emotions without being swept away? What is your ocean? I am open and I am willing, for to be hopeless would seem so strange. It dishonors those who go before us, so lift me up to the light of change. Those in our past who handed us this fiery torch of change, they knew their work was incomplete. They entrusted us to continue the struggle. When our time comes, our work will be incomplete. This work requires perseverance. It requires self-compassion. It requires hope. In order to move forward with the light of change, we must care for ourselves, care for each other. And for those who know me, I know what you're thinking. This is real rich coming from you, Audrey, the queen of overcommitment, okay? Okay. I mean, I'm having to sit down here instead of preaching standing at the lectern because my body has become so unreliable due to long-term mistreatment. You're right. Even I, someone who holds this message very dear, am not good about the whole taking care of myself thing. I'm not going to name any names, but let's just say I'm not the only person in this congregation who struggles with this, okay? That's where community and accountability come in. Yes, I know, asking for help is hard, especially when you're supposed to be the person who is the rock for everyone else. Check on your strong friends, y'all. They probably need the most help and have the hardest time asking for it. We each naturally have different strengths, different limitations, and we come into this community with the intention of sharing our lives with each other, and with the hope that together we can accomplish far more than we can alone. We gather here as a faith community because we are bound not by a dogmatic creed or fear or hatred, but by a covenant of love with one another. And we covenant to do this work. We covenant to affirm and promote interdependence, equity, transformation, pluralism, generosity, justice, and above all, love. Edward Everett Hale, another of our Unitarian forebears, once shared a standard he'd set for himself. I think this is a standard we can incorporate into our work so we can stay realistic, open, willing, and hopeful for the road ahead. I cannot do everything, but I can still do something. And because I cannot do everything, I will not refuse to do the something that I can do. I invite you to join me in a time of reflection, in word and in silence. Close your eyes if you're comfortable, and just sit. Take a deep breath in and hold it for just a moment. Now release it slowly but powerfully, releasing tension at the same time. Really come into your body. While continuing this deep breathing, I want you to pay attention to how your feet feel right now. Are they sore, tired, warm, cold? Make a mental note of these sensations, whether they're good or bad, and move up your body into your calves, then your knees, then your thighs. Notice your muscles and joints. What are they trying to tell you? Continuing the breath, move up into your glutes, your hips, your core. Breathe and scan. Continue up with the chest, the shoulders, the neck. What are they carrying? What do they need? And finally, notice your head. Take one more deep breath and bring back that mental notepad of all your sensations. What is your body trying to tell you it needs? And what is something you can do today or tomorrow to help address these needs and try to let go? Let us hold that for a moment together in sacred stillness. Amen, and blessed be.
We are, excuse me, we are the tradition of the Free Church. Our church and our community outreach are supported not from an outside source, but from within. Generosity, therefore, is one of the spiritual values we recognize as central to our personal and our institutional well-being. We share what is offered every week with an organization that upholds our Unitarian Universalist values. Cindy LaGreca will tell us about this month's Share the Plate recipient.
Good morning, and you did get my slide, thank you. So I'm here to tell you about a program called MAC Cares. It is a part of the McCallum High School PTSA. We work with all of the schools that feed into McCallum High School, so all of the elementary and middle schools. These are all public schools in Austin. It's about 8,300 kids, about 25% of whom are economically disadvantaged, and a lot more families are living paycheck to paycheck, and that's where we come in. We provide emergency financial assistance, so if a family's about to be evicted, we'll pay their back rent. If they're about to lose their utilities, their AC, we pay that so the lights stay on. We provide, last year we sponsored 50 families at the holidays for presents. We bought presents for about 200 people. At McCallum specifically, we provide snacks for kids who go home to empty cupboards. We provide meals for students enrolled in an after-school credit recovery program. We provide every year when I say, oh my God, give me all your old prom wear, I'm collecting it all. We provide a formal wear giveaway for students who need outfits for proms or quinceañeras or job interviews. That's the suit part probably, not so much the dresses. We pay for advanced placement fees tests. For those of you who remember those from high school, you take a college level course in high school, you pay $97 to take the test, you can get college credit. A lot of families don't have those $97, we pay that. And last year we spent over $20,000. As I said, we're public schools, so in Texas, you can imagine our funding is exactly $0. We're completely based on donation and membership. And so anything that you can give today will go directly to these families. We have no overhead costs. We're all staffed by volunteers. And I really appreciate it. Thank you.
May an offering be received in gratitude and love.
Faith Development Hour this morning welcomes you, and we hope that you will participate. Get that? We hope that you will participate. This morning for our adults in room 105, we have the Twilight Zone, and our conductor today is Catherine Enyart. We will be watching The Obsolete Man and talking about the idea of totalitarianism and the inherent worth and dignity of man. Or let's just say humans. We also, with our kids this morning in room 205 upstairs, we will be learning a tool to help us with our school year. We're going to be working on meditation, and we're going to learn what that is, and we're going to learn the Pebble Meditation by Thich Nhat Hanh. So also, if you are not into the Twilight Zone and you would like to learn about the Pebble Meditation, I invite you to come upstairs to room 2:05 and participate with the kids. So either way, I hope that you'll participate this morning, and next week, drumming circle.
I can tell you, as someone who's done a lot of volunteering with the kids RE, she's serious. Take her up on that. If you're interested in what the kids are doing, it's a lot of fun up there. And now, please rise as you are willing and able for our closing hymn, number 168, One More Step. More Step. Feel free to replace the language in the first verse with a word that feels right for you. As we part, I share this call written by Reverend Heather Ryan Starr. May whatever gatherings or activities we engage in this Sunday afternoon help restore us, our connections to one another, our sense of hope, beauty, and fun in the world, our deep knowing that we have to take care of ourselves and each other with love and joy if we are to soulfully survive the world's mayhem. Thank you.
Let us say these words to each other. We extinguish this chalice flame, daring to carry forward the vision of this free faith, that freedom, reason, and justice will one day prevail in this nation and across the earth. And now, as we depart, we extend and receive the gift of hospitality by taking the first 5 minutes to talk to someone whom we don't yet know well. May we all know the blessings of friendship and community.